Had you physically written out this lineup before today? Like penciling it in or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a few more, too, but yeah. Nola in there, but sure.
What does it feel like getting to put all those names together?
It's a lot of fun. We play a little kind of click to pick with the coaches in their home run day. You pick a guy and can't go wrong in this lineup today. So it's, kind of waiting around for everybody to get back and get a TV game back home to San Diego to get this lineup. Obviously, nothing's guaranteed, but it's exciting to run all these guys out there. Should be well attended today and watch back home, and so it's kind of cool.
Martinez coming back to camp. When do you expect him, and when will he pitch?
He'll be here tonight. We'll see how he's doing tomorrow, but we want to get him at least, maybe 2. We'll see. But he wasn't guaranteed. Originally guaranteed 2 starts, and then not for this one. So, his decision to get back here and get with his team, get ready for the season.
Helps you out a little bit. You have some uncertainty about your rotation. How disconcerting is it that you don't know who your opening day starter is? You don't know the health of these guys and the readiness.
I think every camp has their own concerns. So we still have quality and we have some depth, and we're having, looking at some guys, whether it's, in a starting role, depending on where we are, and or length, what our bullpen composition looks like. So, obviously there's always going to be some concerns. This is one for us because of the WBC, but, it's just something we have to deal with.
Could Nick be your opening day starter?
I think that would probably be tough at this point in time, depending on how much. He likes to get a lot of reps, so we'll see how he feels tomorrow. And the good thing was before he left, he was stretched out to 4, I believe, 3 or 4, I believe. So we'll see where we go with him. But I'm glad we're getting him back in here, and not to where if he doesn't pitch, and now we're kind of behind the 8 ball with him, with maybe where we are. Obviously with Joe, and we'll see where we are with you.
Not to belabor the point on this offense, but when you trot out so many guys who can cause pitchers problems in a row, can you speak to the ways that kind of compounds on itself, within a game, potentially within a series, if your offense kind of performs to what it's capable of?
Yeah, there's not a ton of breaks, and especially, first 5 or 6, you're just going to have to pitch to guys regardless. So, pick your poison, who's hot at the time and or whatever. But I think, as far as our guys go, they feel really good about having somebody behind them as well. So it's going to be deep. It's got the potential. The guy that doesn't get talked about a ton, with the first 4 is Crony. And I think Crony's going to have a big year this year. So we like the depth of it. We've got guys that can hit for power. We got guys that can walk, get on base, make pitchers work. There are a lot of different things we can do offensively. It's not just slug and hit homers.
What is it about what Jake has done this spring, how he's come into camp, that gives you that confidence?
You know what? If you know Jake and how hard he works and how curious he is in the off season, how he's constantly trying to get better. I think he wasn't healthy all last year. He continued to play, but it looks to me like his swing's a little bit freer right now. He's pulling the ball with some authority. He's going the other way, which is going to be big for him. He knows that there's some hits on the other side of the diamond. You're seeing him late at times, which is good this spring. So he's just continually working to get better, and he's swinging the bat really well right now. I just have a feeling this is going to be a big year for him.
With Honeywell, how do you view him in the mix right now? What do you want to see from him moving forward today?
Yeah, then they're bringing over a lineup today too, so it's good for guys like him. TV, a lot of things that maybe, he hasn't seen this spring. And whether it's length, whether it's potential starting, he's a guy that's impressed this camp, and this will be a big test for him today.
With the lineup for you, the order of it, how much does it matter to you when you've got these kinds of guys and all that?
It matters some because, and we'll have some conversations. I'm probably going to talk to all these guys as a group too before we head into the season about where we're most comfortable, kind of what my thoughts are, get their thoughts. Obviously, I'm the guy that's going to be writing it out, but I also want their feedback. But can you really go too wrong with all this? Maybe try to space the lefties out a little bit so you don't get a left-handed reliever in the same spot all the time. Other than that, it's not much of a problem, really.
Especially once Tatis is back, it looks like no matter what, you'll have a righty in the cleanup spot most days. Because, I mean, Jake, number 5, is kind of working.
And if Soto's too, it works out really well that way.
I know we asked this the other day, but what did Jackson show you this camp? I see.
Man, he is fantastic. I mean, everything he does, and that's before you get to sit with him in the dugout and listen to who he is as a person. You know, even the games that he started, you know, after 5 innings or so, the guys go in. He does not go in. He's out there trying to learn. And I even heard him say one time, I don't understand why these guys, some of these younger guys go in, because there's a lot to learn out here just watching games, defense, offense, maturity, you know, how he processes. It's all so impressive for a young age. And he's had a really good camp, and he's going to back up again today too, so he'll get some more at bats. But man, I couldn't be more proud of how he goes about his business and kind of the trajectory that he's on.
Might you not know at the start of the season whether you're going with 5 or 6 pitchers? Might you be playing that by ear until Joe comes back? 5 or 6 starters?
We have some outings left. I think by the last couple games we should know, because we want to be able to slot him in those spots. You know, Joe's not going to make it, you know, in the first time around at least. And he's the guy that we also have to be cognizant. We need to be careful with him. We don't want to push him too hard. As much as he wants to, we got to make sure he's 100% when he goes back out there. And we feel like we have enough depth to be able to cover that.
Do you think it's possible that he would reach his goal of that first road game? Or
I don't know. I'm not going to tell him no, because I want him pushing himself, but the medical staff will have a lot to say about this too. You know, he's going back to San Diego, I think, tonight to do the bio thing. So we'll have an indication of, you know, if everything's working the way it normally does.
How does that off day help you? Like, could it help you in the rotation in terms of, I know you had maybe a preference for a 6-man, but you have that first off day after one trip through, I think?
Yeah, I mean, all that couldn't be good. Yeah, I mean, it might be more difficult to go 6 at this point without Joe. So, you know, and if we have some guys, whether it's you, whether it's Nick, you know, that might not be able to go out there for 5 or 6, that you need some bullpen arms to be able to combat that.